mining other than that, and it looks like Cloud is trying to he's trying to take that base that was already mining for he was already mining for MVP, but now he's going to float in that command center, and they're going to just do this command center dance, command center swap off. However, if Cloud doesn't start focus firing down that tank, he's going to be in a really rough position because MVP is going to be able to reinforce that there. But another little push coming in here for MVP at the top, going to take the top of this ramp, and that's going to be extremely difficult to break. However, like I was saying earlier, guys, both these players really need to establish those turrets, set up some turrets, and next to his tank lines is going to be completely fine. However, the case may very well be that neither of these players have found that position that they really want, and they just want to keep pushing in deeper and deeper. And however, there's going to be a big drop here. And it looks like MVP gets those 2 drop ships out, as well as that tank line already being established, so Cloud's not going to want to drop there. However, there are mines there. There are mines for MVP, so if Cloud drops there, one huge mine shot, even then perhaps that second one going off, is going to clear out a lot of those tanks, probably going to damage at least 3 of those tanks, perhaps even take them down. So Cloud's still holding on to that position on that left side there. I really think that MVP needs to take that out as soon as possible. Just sending in those 2 drop ships and dropping them off, I think, is going to be a huge victory for him. He's going to be able to take those down, and he's going to be able to hold that base, hold that gas, and start mining from it, really. So, shit. Vent's messing up here, guys. Anyways, yeah, so as soon as he gets that gas back up, he's going to be completely fine. And both these players, I just got to point this out, both these players are fighting pretty hard for this 6 o'clock base. However, it is a mineral only, so it's really not going to pay off that well. And a little drop here again coming into the 6 o'clock, just as I say it. A nice drop coming in here. However, it's going to get cleaned up pretty handily by all of these vultures. That is a lot of vultures. 2 more tanks in the backfield there. Not going to be able to do much against this probably control group of vultures as well. Some tanks to follow up and a couple of Goliaths as well. So yeah, going to have to retreat there with his dropships. He does survive with all of his dropships, so Cloud does, and so he's going to be completely fine here. And it looks like Cloud now is sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cloud is on 5 base right now. He's mined out his main, but if you include that for having been mined out, he does have 5 bases now. So MVP is sitting there. Oh, and a big push here, a huge push coming across here, and it looks like it's going to get cleaned up, though. Both these players not necessarily in the positions they want to be. I think Cloud was in a little bit of a better position there. However, he is not going to reclaim the top of that ramp like he wanted to. So, yeah, MVP is going to be able to push in there. As soon as MVP holds the top of that ramp, which it looks like he's doing now. He's pushing in, and he's not sieged up, so those dropships are not going to be able to drop out. Otherwise, they're going to get just completely cleaned up, all those forces. Some SCVs coming off the line here, perhaps looking to cause some splash damage. Not going to do much of anything. Those SCVs are going to get picked off by just a ton of tanks, about 10 or 12 tanks there at the top of that ramp. So finally, MVP has established himself on the top of that ramp, and he's going to be able to push in a couple of vultures maybe. He does have a lot of vultures roaming the map right now, so he's going to be able to push in past that tank line and just harass the crap out of that base. Still not mining that gas over there. However, it looks like a nice vulture push coming in here. Drops just flying overhead, not doing much of anything. Mines going down, but not going off. And it looks like these tanks are going to be able to clean up the rest of this. One mine goes down, one mine goes off, and it looks like this drop here. Finally, these dropships are going to be able to accomplish something, cleaning up some of these tanks, and cleaning up all of the tanks. So a nice little drop there from Cloud. It's going to set up some more mines, and mines, as I say it, more mines going off on an individual tank, trying to reclaim some of that position there. Not gonna happen, and it does, as we see here in the 5 o'clock position rather. MVP is taking that base there, and it does have a gas on it, so he's gonna be completely fine. He's gonna love that gas, actually. One Wraith also out in the field here, probably gonna go spotting for some dropships. Yeah, and he's gonna find them. He's headed in the right direction, dropping off one vulture there, gonna harass some of those SCVs mining gas. Another mine goes off there. Mines have actually been a lot more effective than they usually are in TVT. And yeah, this Wraith is going to be able to pick off these dropships. However, not before the dropships drop their load, and they're going to he's going to pick off a couple SCVs here. And a nice mine going off there. Doing more damage to Cloud, I think, than to then to MVP. MVP losing that drop there, losing the drop ships as well. One drop ship actually escaped, as I said before. Game sense. Drop one drop ship going one way, the one that survives going the other. However, this Wraith is going to be able to spot it out and pick it off. So I guess not as effective as he wanted it to be. But with some mines walking into a minefield here, as well as some tanks. Mines going down from those vultures. Those mines need to go off. That's going to be the saving grace here. One mine not going off there. Not quite, but Ven's messing up again, guys. One mine going off there and picking off one tank. However, there's going to be still two tanks there, and one mine, another mine goes off, and one tank still survives. Nice micro fights all over the place here. Drop ships coming in, gonna have to drop all over that 6 o'clock base, or just drop on top of that ramp so he can again establish even a better position there. And it looks like the middle of the field is completely cleared out, other than mines. All those yellow blips you see there on the minimap there, guys, are mines. So perhaps a couple of vultures, something like that, but it is definitely not a tank line. Cloud now pushing in here with some more drop ships. I'm going to drop at the 5 o'clock base there. Very good choice. Definitely do not want to go for the mineral only over the gas mining base. You really want to take out those gas mining bases. And yeah, so he's going to take out these turrets as well here. So drop ships are going to be even more effective. However, we do see MVP is establishing that which was once his 3rd base, but is now his about 5th or 6th base. So he is going to try to reestablish that, take that gas there. But what also, the other thing that means is he's also going to be able to mine that gas, finally, having cleared up those tanks after such a long time. He's finally going to be able to mine that gas, and we'll see if he's able to put it into effect here. Sending out more SCVs to Maynarding them over to transfer to that new base there, start mining. It does not look like, however, we can see on the minimap here that he has not taken the gas that he finally reclaimed. He's actually not mining gas there, which is probably almost full Vespian geyser, probably at least 4K still left in that geyser there. And both these players have now reestablished themselves, repositioned. It's almost like a restart here. I can't give either player too much of an advantage. It looks like the middle of the map, like I was saying before, has been cleared of its mines, cleared of its vultures, and so either player can really take the middle of the map here now, but it does not look, the way this map is built, there's no bases really even close to the middle of the map, and so both these players can really just arc themselves around, and a mine going off on that drop there, so all those tanks are going to be damaged. I'm not sure why he decided to drop there. Probably, okay, he's just going to cut off the supply route. However, he's going to need some anti-air coming in, because if a drop just comes in there, he's going to be able to take that down. And the command center was, I think, lifted off and floated over to that new base, which is why he's not mining that gas there. So I didn't recognize that the command center had been lifted off, so, or perhaps even picked off. But anyways, a smaller push here coming in, small-ish push coming in, trying to take the top of that ramp as well as clear out a couple of those tanks. I think what MVP needs to start doing is dropping all over these tank lines. He's got about 3 or 4 positions where Cloud is just completely vulnerable, where he can just drop all over it and destroy some tanks with losing barely any forces, if any. So I really think that's one of the options that he really should have been taking earlier on and just hasn't taken at this point of the game even still. So yeah, as we can see here, Cloud fought his way back into this game. I do have to say MVP had a pretty sizable advantage in the beginning, having been mined for a longer time, killed off more forces and whatnot, and put himself in a better position. But now I think that Cloud, having used those drop ships, is now fighting his way back into this game. So yeah, I really think that MVP is kind of throwing this game away without going to a higher tech level here. Just trying to use his tanks and vultures and Goliaths just to force his way across the map and take bases, but it's not working for him. As we can see here, he's about to lose another command center, trying to take that 6 o'clock base just blindly. Not sure why he would do that. He did have tanks on that high ground. He did see that there were more tanks down there, so even if that Goliath was not there, Cloud could have dropped Goliaths there, or he could have just picked off the command center when it tried to land, which he wouldn't have been able to do anyways, because there are now mines down there and there was probably a tank in the way of the landing zone. So really not an effective play there, just blindly sending over command center, which was already almost in the red. So really not that great of a play from MVP. And yeah, both these players are just now vying for position across the lower portion of the middle of the map. Just going to try to create their lines and hold those bases. It's now just become a mining war. Both these players are just economically so far just in debt. They really just they need those minerals. They need anything they can get at this point. I think Cloud, however, is mining off of about 2.5 bases, whereas all and one of them is the mineral only. The half a base is a mineral only. So he's gonna. So he's not too worried about his mineral intake right now. Like I was saying before, in TVT, it's all about gas, and he does have 2 gases fully mining, not depleted at all. So he's definitely got himself in a really great position here. As well, I really think that it's in MVP's best interest to throw down another command center. He probably should have floated that command center that he just lost up to that 9 o'clock position and started mining that gas. He really wants